Imagine waking up every day knowing the world thinks you're a monster. Imagine spending 20 years of your life behind cold concrete walls for a crime you didn't commit. Every day, watching life pass you by while your freedom, your family, your future is stolen from you. This is the story of one man who survived that nightmare and fought to reclaim everything that was taken. He was just 22 years old when it happened. No criminal record, no history of violence, just a young man trying to figure out life. Then one night, the police raided his apartment. They slammed him to the floor, pressed a knee into his back, and said, "You're under arrest for murder." At first, he laughed. Surely this was a mistake. But when they shoved the crime scene photos in front of him, the laughter died. Hours of interrogation followed, 17 hours straight. No food, no water, just threats. Confess, or you'll never see sunlight again. He didn't confess. Silence became his only defense. The trial was a blur. Evidence was circumstantial, witnesses were unreliable, and the system didn't care. The city wanted justice, and he was the easiest man to blame. He was sentenced to life in prison. 20 years behind bars began. Every sound, every shout, every slam of the metal doors became his world. He became a number, a statistic, an invisible man in a place that wanted to break him. Prison changed him. It broke some things, hardened others. He learned to survive. He avoided conflict, stayed in his cell, and tried to keep hope alive. But hope hurts in prison. When hope dies, you stop dreaming. You stop imagining a life outside the walls. Then, 11 years into his sentence, a new inmate arrived. Caleb. Caleb didn't just see him, he recognized him. And one night, he whispered a truth that shattered the monotony of prison life. "I know who really killed her." Caleb revealed the name of the true culprit, Marcus, a local dealer who had bragged about framing someone innocent. He offered to testify, to help reopen the case. For the first time in over a decade, hope stirred inside him. But hope in prison is dangerous. Word spread. Some were supportive, but some wanted him gone. Alive or dead didn't matter. One night, a blackout. Footsteps. Caleb screamed, and then he felt the knife. Pain exploded in his side. He barely survived an attack meant to stop him from reaching freedom. Caleb was later transferred to another state, making it nearly impossible to testify. The one thread connecting him to truth was ripped away. And yet, something was happening outside. Evidence was resurfacing. Witnesses were speaking. Someone on the outside was fighting for him. He was transported to court. 20 years older, every muscle stiff from decades of confinement. But as he entered the courthouse, something felt different. The victim's sister, the person who had once hated him, had finally uncovered evidence that the real killer had framed him. A recording, affidavits, and witness statements came together like pieces of a puzzle. At the hearing, the original detective took the stand. And for the first time in 2 decades, he admitted the truth. Mistakes were made, leads ignored, evidence concealed. He apologized. The judge didn't hesitate. He ordered the reopening of the case and the immediate release of Daniel pending review. For the first time, he was not condemned. He was not a number. He was no longer invisible. Outside, sunlight felt unreal. Ordinary people passed by, unaware of the nightmare he had survived. He met his daughter for the first time as a grown woman. They cried together, forgiving the lost years, grieving the moments stolen, and slowly rebuilding their relationship. He visited his mother's grave, whispering, "I made it, Mom." For the first time, he allowed himself to release all the grief and anger he had carried for 20 years. He became an advocate for the wrongfully convicted, speaking at universities, legal conferences, and prisons. Every life he helped save became a piece of his own life reclaimed. Through pain, injustice, and unimaginable loss, he discovered a new purpose: to fight for those who still had no voice. 20 years stolen cannot be returned, but truth, justice, and courage can still shine through the darkness. This is more than a story of survival. It's a story of resilience, of hope, of a man who refused to be broken, and who refused to let the world forget that innocence matters. If you're watching this, remember, sometimes the darkest places create the strongest people. And even when life seems unfair, never stop fighting for what's right.